by night. Keep going crazy.
I'm a black girl, no bleach. Yo nigga trick, but he ain't get a treat. Heard your mixtape, little mama, it was boring. Don't get it twisted, I'm black, that's foreign. I drop a check in the bank, couple commas. I really shoot, so I don't do the drama. I left Detroit and I moved to Atlanta. Now a little bitch out here popping like Fanta. Now a little bitch out here getting that money. Rap bitches scared cause they know that I'm coming. Ain't from the South, but I'm queen of the South. Yeah, bitch, I said it, show me what you bout. Line these hoes up and I knock these hoes down. I ride by myself and I don't do no rounds. Try to have friends, but them hoes still hate. So if you trying to be cool, bitch, I'm straight.
Hello, guys. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. How are you all doing? Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Also, please say what's up in the chat. Say hey in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. Also, if you have any suggestions or any tips or any ideas for new stories, please feel free to share those with me. I love to hear from you guys. My Gmail is lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. Additionally, if just because we know the nakers be nakering and the trolls be trolling, please, if you have a moment, take a second and follow the backup page. That's called LexX. That's LEXEX, and I will also link it in the description below. So here's another installment of my daily series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the animals, characters, creatures, and dusty derelicts found in Blackistan. So let's go. So today we are going to talk about the triggered Tyrone. So I got so many requests for this video, especially as a direct result of Godfrey's antics. You guys keep asking me to do a video on this. And shout out to Purple Flow who requested this. Also a white guy from New Jersey who was always supporting and is always engaging and interacting in the comments. He requested this as well. So shout out to you and thank you. And shout out to the slew of other folks that I didn't mention. Charge it to my mind and not to my heart. Thank you so much for this suggestion. So that's why I'm making this video. So let's talk about your profile of your triggered Tyrone. So you will find these guys trolling on these YouTube streets. They're always harassing us in the divested sector, harassing us in the comment section and all across social media. They will cuss us the F out if you say the slightest thing wrong or give the slightest form of critique. Their appearance. So there's always found scowling. They have these disfigured and twisted faces, permanent frowns from hating so hard. So you're triggered Tyrone. So they're the worst. They are the worst. And the reason why is because they're just so hypocritical. So it's like a mind F because they're so hypocritical. So you'll engage into these arguments with them and it's like mental gymnastics because they're not operating on a simple base level of logic. So they'll get all hot and bothered and they'll get their pussies in a bunch when they see Black women dating interracially. However, in the same breath, they're out tasting the rainbow, exploring their options themselves. So again, they are the biggest hypocrites. So they'll denigrate Black women. They'll talk about how they are loud, masculine, and unattractive. So Black women, you know how we are. We're so sweet and are so forgiving. So we'll just be like, all right, whatever. You know, everyone has their preference. That's your preference. Oh, that's awesome for you. Best wishes to you. They'll say, I have a preference as well, and it happens to be non-Black men. Then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose, and Black women become race traders. You're a sellout, you're a bed wench, and a slew of other derogatory terms. So it's so weird. I'm telling you, these triggered Tyrones are like children. I liken it to, you know, when your 3-year-old discards a toy, he doesn't want it any longer for weeks, and it's just over in the corner collecting dust. All of a sudden, they see someone else playing with that same toy. They want it now, and they're having temper tantrums because they want that toy that they previously discarded. It's very strange. This is what they do. This is the same thing that these Tyrones do. It's very manipulative and very emotionally and mentally abusive. So your notable triggered Tyrone. So Tariq Nasheed, we know that he denigrates Black women for dating outside of their race. He'll call them BedW3nches as well when his mother-in-law is a Becky and he's actually married to a biracial Becky as well. And then most recently, like I mentioned, comedian Godfrey, who we will talk about today, who epitomizes your trigger Tyrone, who in a clip, denigrated and degraded a interracial relationship with a Black woman, but in the same breath, encourage interracial dating when it comes to Black men. So let's get into it. So first, let's look at Godfrey and his antics and kind of start at the beginning and look at this video that triggered all of this backlash of him just getting, hot and bothered simply by seeing an insurance advertisement of a Black woman in a relationship with a white man. So let's watch this.
What's up, guys? It's Godfrey, and yes, I have some shit to say. Check it out, yo. I'm in the middle of black-ass Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, okay? And I'm walking by, because the thing about comedians, just artists, we pay attention to everything. Visual is important. Visuals are important. Advertising is what this world runs on. What you see is very important. Visuals are what's very important. Television. All of those posters, important. Look at, I just walked past this. Now, I know it's a nice little health, it's like, I guess, a health insurance thing. Fidelis Care. Yeah. But there's this white guy and this Black woman, okay? Listen, I have a problem with that. There's been a lot of this. Even at my bank, they got a Black woman with a white guy. It's a lot of Black women with white guy shit. You know what I mean? It's what I noticed. But in black-ass Brooklyn, all these Black people are walking past this, and what are you trying to say? I can understand if you're in certain parts of Manhattan or something like that, some gentrified area, but what the fuck is this saying? That it's better to get one of these? Want to get a white guy? And listen, and I don't want any of you interracial motherfuckers that are in an interracial relationship making these stupid-ass comments like, what's wrong? Love is love. Shut your deluded ass up, please. I always hate that. Keep your fucking racial integrity. Just because you go on the other side or whoever you want to date. Like I said, love is love. Yeah. But don't lose your fucking who you are. And a lot of you tend to do that kind of shit. I have a problem with this. Now, first of all, where's the Black dude with the white girl? First of all, we started that. All right. Black dudes have been messing with white girls for a long time. And that's half the reason why you motherfuckers do this in the first place, because we were the ones that kind of abandoned you. I get that. Where's the Black dude with the white girl? Where's that? No, because you know why? The people who run it look like him and don't want to see that. There should be Black dudes with white girls. There's so many of them. But then you got the white dude with the Black girl. So, there's probably some Black women going, I need to get me one, yup. I need to get me one. It's like this is security now, And it's so funny because a lot of us, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but AOC, yeah, AOC. What's that other girl, the Muslim girl from Minnesota, who's like in the House of Representatives? I don't know what her name is. Omar, right? They're the ones fighting against white supremacy, yet their men are white. All their men are white. I didn't know. I'm just saying. What is that? What is that? Tell me. Oh, they're complaining. AOC when that whole what was that march? When they were marching to the Capitol, they were looking for her. She's like, all this white supremacy, and her man is fucking white, a pale motherfucker. I'm just trying to understand this. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to take away from your message. When your man is white, you're preaching all this white supremacy shit, white male supremacy, the ones that are unfair to you in Congress, and then you got one. Listen, guys, am I crazy? Am I crazy? I'm just saying, man. Everybody's always on their soapbox about this. Oh, we gotta fight white supremacy, and then you fucking, what's the fuck? You Fidelis Care. What is going on? That's all I'm saying, guys. And please, I don't want your fucking bitch ass comments going, love is love. That's not what I'm talking about. You're missing my fucking point. See, so for some reason, when people get in, some people, it's not all, some people that get in interracial relationships get this fucking racial stupidity. Like their IQ goes down all of a sudden. They go, oh, no, my man is not racist. Shut the fuck up. You understand? The same person that's porking you can actually be disrespecting you. I'm just saying, it happens in some of these relationships. So let's not get it fucking twisted. The racial gap is still wide as fuck, so this ain't solving it. Huh? This ain't solving it. Peace to my biracial friends. Peace to all my friends that are products of these kind of relationships. You know what I'm talking about. All right? All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, guy?
Enough of that. That was so long. He is really loudmouthed and very long-winded. Anyway, so he talks about a few things. So he talks about this ad with this beautiful woman who is divested and is in her relationship with her bride. She asked about why is it here in the Black community that he's in New York. And I have a master's in marketing. You guys know that I talk about that frequently. And these marketing campaigns, these advertisement campaigns are very sophisticated, very strategic. I mean, they're sinking millions of dollars in these ad campaigns. So it's not on accident that this is the image that they chose. A lot of times they'll choose the appropriate imagery to represent the community that they're advertising in. So I used to work in advertisement for a dental office, and our department would choose multicultural pictures when sending out mailers and direct mail ads to people belonging to a diverse community. They didn't accidentally choose this photo. So it's for a reason. And he discusses how, this is wrong. And then in the same breath, he says, no, it should be Black men and a white girl because, we started this stuff and we're the only ones allowed to date outside of the race, not Black women. You're required to remain loyal and be on standby until they get used by these women, until she takes the house, the kids, and drains the bank accounts. Then he'll return to you with his tail in between his legs and will dust you off the show when he's ready and wants to be with you. You cannot date outside or divest or explore your options in the meantime. You can't. This is just disgusting. One thing I wanted to note is see how he was just had this big old Kool-Aid smile when he talked about how, Black women are abandoned by the men in the community. See, that's that weird sadistic sadist ass shit that I can't stand. They take pleasure in that type of thing. He even brings up AOC, who happens to be Hispanic, and who is married outside of her race. And it's because they can't do that either. If you're going to date interracially, you can only do it with niggers. That's his point. And he is just very outspoken about this, and about Black women not being able to explore their options. But at the same time, we know he has a documented history of dating white women and has been very vocal about it and boldly just boasted about it time and time again. So we'll look at that. So anyway, y'all ended up dragging him because in 2021, we are not taking that BS. And I'm proud of y'all because I wasn't quite sure we had it in us. We are so accustomed to being beaten down by these men silently being these knickknacks, punching bags, and footstools and doormats. We've been like that for an extremely long time, have, just been told to grin and bear it. But y'all effing drag this man. And so we'll look at some of the commentary where y'all was clapping back. And so he lost it and went on a tirade and gets in the comments and responds back to everyone, cussing them out. Even he got into somebody's DMs, apparently. And he ends up eventually calling one woman a bedwench. So let's look at these comments so we can see. So let's look at the first comment from a white guy who says, Black girls like white guys, welcome to my life. He shouldn't have said that. There's nothing more that a knick-knack hates than being told that Black women have access to Brad and prefer them because they're narcissists and they truly want to believe that, they're everyone's preferences, even though he's the world's biggest losers when it comes to money making. Statistically, he has the least resources, the least net worth. When it comes to committing crimes, we know that he commits the most illegal activity. When it comes to marriage rates, they get married the least. They're more likely to pump and dump. They get divorced the most. They only win at being the biggest loser. So he gets very triggered and gets very, very hot and bothered when he realizes that people see that. And he lashes out and he responds by saying, "You ain't got no game. They like you because they're traumatized." No, not because, you're the world's biggest loser statistically. No, it's because we're traumatized. Let's look at this next comment that further demonstrates this weirdo logic that he has here. So let's see. Someone calls him triggered, calls him a trigger Tyrone. He responds and says, "I hope you get the message. You ain't acting like a slave-minded Negro right now." Okay. So you're only, again, of course, that's only if you are a Black woman in an interracial relationship. If you are a Black male who abandoned his family, his wife and children to swirl, that's okay. And that's encouraged according to these triggered Tyrones. Here's another one of even a Nignog calling him out. And he says, "Here it is. I thought you were going to advocate for Black love, only to hear you say, 'Where's the Black dude and white girl?' Makes sense, right?" He says, "No, another Negro misunderstanding the message, and I ain't going to explain it to you. Nice try, dude. No one gives a shit about your disappointment." Oh, boy. It just very weird and hypocritical. Let's look at this next one. So someone says, "Black males can keep crying. I won't stop, and neither will my best friends. We love it here." A Black woman comments this, and he says, "You take your traumatized bed-winching ass somewhere else. You misunderstood the message, but at least we know you've been hurt by Black men, so you decided to go back to slave master to prove something. We don't need you type Negroes anyway." Sheesh. So he called her a bed wench. It gets worse. So another woman confronts him on this problematic comments because it's really disgusting and very degrading. And at the same time, it's just very hypocritical because how can you, in the same breath, condone and openly talk about, dating multiculturally, but a Black woman who does it, she's a bedwench. So she says, "So an entire species of a Black man just admitted that Black men abandoned Black women a long time ago. Then he stands in front of an ad raging and ranting on seeing a Black woman with a white man, happy, smiling, secure, how every woman should feel, except a Black woman. Then he goes on to ask why not of a Black man and white woman. When that has been the narrative for decades, no advertising needed. Then goes on to call Black women in the comment section who challenged his thinking bedwenches and delusional. Ladies and gentlemen, our loving brothers and white husbands and boyfriends, come witness this madness." And he responds, this trigger Tyrone, and says, "Make sure you tell your father that great news." Yeah, so he's very, very triggered. And like I indicated, there's also been some receipts that he's been going in people's DMs. I'm going back and forth with them, calling them names, cussing them out, all because they're confronting him on the hypocrisy and, how he's contradicting himself. So I want to review this problematic pathology and how hypocritical this guy is live and in color, especially for him to go so low to call Black women bedwenches for dating interracially. And because he has previously been very public and has proudly boasted about doing the same. So let's watch this clip and then we will chat.
Have you ever dated a white girl? Oh, I've been out with white girls.
Now, have you ever been in a relationship with a white girl?
Nah, I've had sex with them.
Okay,
yes, I have.
And that's where you draw the line.
Yes,
Sex.
We're not gonna be like
holding hands,
having families. Nah, ain't doing that.
Nah.
I've been, because here's the thing about like most brothers, they'll say, "No, I've had sex with white women before." Yeah, because in New York, I've had sex with all kinds of women. Right. What I mainly like is Black women. That's my favorite. Always has been my favorite. Holding hands, it's a Black girl. You know,
you never held hands.
It's like you hold hands with Black girls.
I do. This is true.
Yo, but my thing is like I just always had an affinity towards Black women. I just like Black. I think Black women are the prettiest. They're the prettiest to me. Plain and simple. Nothing beats a fine Black woman. You cannot beat that shit. Listen, there are fine women in every race. I've seen white girls. I go, You know how a white girl's so fine, the black girls go, damn, she fine as shit. That's, black girl approval fine. You know, when a white girl's like, oh, no, I don't blame you. We'll let you go with that one. But that's usually not the case. Okay. Most black dudes will date ugly white chicks. They cannot get the fine white girl a lot of times. I'm telling you, for some reason, the white dude will always can get fine black women. And sometimes the white dude looks like shit. So it's either white people have good taste or black people have shitty taste. I don't know what it is, but I'll see like a corny ass white dude with a fine ass black girl because she's so angry at us.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah. What? Fuck yeah. Listen, I'm not saying, here, everybody in the world, I'm not saying that love doesn't transcend color. I didn't say that. I mean, we are all colors of the rainbow. We are all children of God. But fuck you, there are fetishes, my...
Okay. So do y'all see this? So he talks about how he has sex with these women often, even talks about all of these women proudly. He has this big old smirk on his face when he talks about it. But black women aren't allowed to, like he said in that video, in that clip we just watched. He even proceeds to go down this rabbit hole and talks about how nignogs get basic, ugly white chicks. That's the norm. But Brad, they get the fine black girls, which is true. But we know that a broken clock is right at least twice a day. But, he goes on this rabbit hole. He talks about fetishization. But what are you saying, fool? Like, basically, you're saying that black men date white women out of fetishization because they worship anything non-black, even if they're ugly. But the men, Brad, still actually date black women who are high value, who are beautiful, and who are highly attractive. So based on that logic, wouldn't it make more sense to see images like what we saw with that beautiful black woman in the Fidelis ad with her white male? Because that's what's actually happening. It just doesn't make any sense. Then I stopped the clip because he goes back to his pandering, talking about, how much he loves black women, because he knows, even though he really does enjoy being with Becky, his supporters are black women. So he has to put on this for more performative antic, even though he's knocking Becky down left and right. Which is fine, though. And that's my thing. That's fine. Do what you want to do, fool. Do whatever floats your boat. But you don't get to, in the same breath, turn around and denigrate and degrade and ridicule and get mad at black women when you see them doing the same. So he also further illustrates this problematic pathology by pandering to black women in this next clip. Then at the same time, never misses a chance to express his love for white women, although black women who do this are BedW3nches, according to him. So let's watch this next one that further illustrates this hypocrisy and this contradictory behavior.
Well, Snoop chimed in. He said the reason why Kanye would say stuff like this is because he doesn't have a black woman in his life.
You know, that video he made was so funny. He goes, did you see Snoop Dogg goes, hey man, what time are we supposed to show up to the cotton fields? What time you going? You going at 4? I'm going to go to 8. And he goes, you need a black girl so she can tell you to sit. She can just beat the shit out of you. I think it might be kind of true, man. Some of these brothers, you need a black woman to check you on that shit. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you need a black woman to, you need to stick with your own culture to keep your mind right, man. Why do you think Samuel Jackson don't say dumb shit? His wife black. Why do you think Denzel Washington, his wife black? I'm being, yeah. And plus, what's wrong with dating black women? Fuck, man. What's wrong with that? He's like, nothing.
Not a damn thing.
He's like, it's amazing. He's like, I think I like it. It's not that great. But I'm saying this. I'm going to say this to you, black women. Black women are the fucking best. You're number one. You're the most beautiful on the planet. Real talk. Okay, I got some white girls, but listen. But no, black women are the best. Because let me tell you why black women are the best. Latin men will think the same thing about Latin women. This is what I'm saying in this camera. You should think about your race too. But black women are always the most shit on, which is crazy because everybody copies black women.
You see this crazy, weird, bizarre behavior. He's being a big panda bear. So talking about how he goes on to talk about how we're copy the most, are the best looking, are the best groups of women. But then he randomly talks about white women and throws in that he has quite a few, like a weirdo, just randomly. And it's because he doesn't really believe in all that pandering that he's doing. He just knows that a large portion of his fan base is made up of Black women, so he's being performative. But the love for these Beckys are so great and so permeating for him and so consuming that he can't help himself but to interject and interrupt his own ranting about Black women to express his love for another group of women. And again, this is fine. We don't care. Do what you want to do. But you don't get to do that. And then in the same breath, cuss out Black women and call them BedW3nches and integrate them for being, open to dating interracially too. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so he continues to illustrate this contradictory thought process by expressing how overall Black women support all of these men and are constantly disrespected, even though we show an undying level of loyalty, love, and support. So let's watch this next video where he talks through that.
Over and over, Black women get the most disrespected out of everybody. They get the most disrespected in the business, and they're the most supportive. Like, they're the most supportive of especially Black male actors, who a lot of motherfuckers that don't marry any of the Black women, they get support from Black women. Black women spend so much money and support us. Like me, me, as much as I talk shit about pro-Black shit, Black women in the streets show me so much fucking props. I would be a fucking idiot to be dogging them in public, man. It's like there's a lot of us that do that. We kind of fucking are not loyal to Black women at all, and it's fucked up on all levels. Black women are not lying when they are talking about this kind of shit. You understand? They're not crying wolf. And what's fucked up too is when you talk.
Okay, y'all hear that? So here this fool talks about successful Tyrones, how they on average, him included, which he just illustrated, they tend to be into white women, oftentimes married to Becky, and they'll publicly disrespect Black women, even though Black women make up their fan base and are the reason why these Nick dogs are rich and successful to begin with. He even goes on and proceeds to be very, very vocal about how it's wrong and about how these men should not be dogging Black women in public. Yet he's just a few seconds ago, we saw him cussing out Black women on his platform, dragging them about their dating choices, even though he is doing the same thing. These trigger Tyrones are a trip, y'all. They're a trip. And this is why I always pin in the comment section on every video. I don't engage in these circular arguments with these Nick dogs because they will make you go crazy. Because you can't argue sense into nonsense. You can't. And here, a lot of you end up investing and wasting in all this time and all this mental energy into an argument you'll never win because these triggered Tyrones don't operate with logic or basic common sense. So it's pointless. So I mentioned how y'all dragged this triggered Tyrone, and I mean, y'all raked him through the coals. I got an email blast with a ton of other divested content creators talking about how it's time to withdraw our support of this man and other men like him. So he came back, backtracking and pussy popping because y'all dragged his butt. So let's watch his apology video, and then we will talk about that.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Godfrey, and you guys know the latest video that I made is a little bit controversial right now. People are coming at me, but that's okay. If you guys haven't seen the video, you know how I do. I do videos that cause controversy, the whole nine. I like to go there, you know what I mean? Well, this video that I did, I'm in Brooklyn, very Black area of Brooklyn, and I see this advertisement with a Black woman and a white man. It's like an insurance ad or something. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, let me do another video. And I see the white man, obviously they're actors, and I say, yo, what's up with this black woman with the white dude in this ad? What are you trying to say? That the white man's, it's better to be insured with a white man? I was in my comedic head. What is it better to be with a white man? And I said, yo, what is this? What about the black dude with the white lady, with a white lady? And I think this is where shit got mixed up. Some of you all, a lot of people got what I was saying, which I'm very happy about. But there was a group of people that didn't like what I said and thought that I was condoning, hey, we need to have some black men date more white women. I did not mean that shit at all. I didn't mean it like that. All I was saying, the whole thing to the video it was about subliminal messaging. Subliminal messaging. What are they trying to say? Because on the title I said, what are they trying to tell us? Like the black man is irrelevant, no, the black man's no good. That's why, because with incarceration, police brutality, of course, absence of black fathers, which was had a lot to do with the welfare system, because they would, they wouldn't give black mothers any money if the man was in the house. You know what I'm saying? So that part, maybe I said it wrong, but I was not like, hey, black men marry, you should be with white women. Hell no, I am about black love for real shit. And for some of you that think I don't support black women, not the truth. You've seen it. I've proven myself. First of all, I'm a human being, all right? I'm human. I tell jokes for a living. Whether you're a fan of mine or not, I tell jokes for a living, and I still tell jokes that are controversial because that's my style. Now, I tried to make a point. The point of that was black love, dismantling of black manhood. That's what the whole video was about. So if some of you misinterpreted it, I'm sorry that you did, but thank you for the people who did get what I was talking about. And I got a lot of support from black women, and they were like, yo, we got it. But then there was a few that came at me in the responses, and they were name calling me. And I went to their DMs and I started name calling them back because I didn't want to call them names in front of people. I went to their DMs. And then when I looked at it, some of them like were calling me out saying, you call me names. But I got screenshots of people calling me names first. But then when I looked back at everything, I said, you know what? That was immature of me to even lower myself to start name calling, because I was getting name called first also. But sometimes we need to grow the fuck up, right? So I looked back and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video explaining the video even more, clarifying it. Also, I want to apologize to the women that I called names. I'm telling you, I have screenshots of you calling me names, but fuck all that. I'm going to apologize to the women that I called names, okay? It wasn't cool. I want to have compassion. I'm trying to learn compassion, and compassion is when the ego has to go. Hey, man, I got ego. But I would look back and I said, that wasn't cool. It's okay to agree to disagree. And sometimes messages get skewed up. I thought that people would actually get what I said. I said, people are going to get what I said. But then I'm sure I'm on some platforms, some black women platforms are going off going, fuck that nigga. I knew that motherfucker wasn't shit. That's fine. There's some people that just don't like me anyway, and they wait for an opportunity to get on me, which is fine. I did the video. I do videos. This is social media. This is what comes with social media. But I'm the first person. When I feel something's on my heart, I'm going to go, you know what? Let me say this. So I'm apologizing to those black women, okay, that felt hurt from the name calling. I'm still sticking with my message, but I wanted to clarify that. But I want to apologize to you guys for, calling, saying names like BedWench, BedWenching. The only reason why I said BedWenching to some, because they were like, I got my white man, blah, blah, blah. So I said bedwenching because you're bragging about being with someone from another race. And I was saying, well, that's just a bunch of trauma and anger, So I apologize for the bedwenching names, calling people out their physical shit. Apologize for that. That's real and that's sincere. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that at least we're talking about shit. I like it when I do videos that make us talk about things, whether you're black, white, because I know people in interracial relationships that are fantastic. I really do. I know black dudes that are dating outside the race, black women dating outside the race that are dope as fuck, good people. That's real shit. You know what I mean? The only reason is that when you're talking about pro-black shit, you gotta bring these things up. So I just want to let you all know I wasn't condoning, hey, white black men, we're the black men with the white. No, I was trying to make a point like, hey, they're trying to dismantle black love, black manhood. That's all. You love who you love. You date who you want to date. That's real shit. I can't tell you who to fucking date and all that, but I can comment on shit if I want to. And I'm not bitter. I do not hate black women. I'm not a misogynist. I'm not perfect, but I love black women. I support you all like a motherfucker. Whether I'm married or not, I support you guys, and that's real shit because I've done it on a lot of platforms. And I do it on platforms that I get blowback when I do support you guys, but I have no problem with that because I came from a black woman, and and I have a great sister, great aunts, the whole nine. So I want to walk the walk instead of just talk the talk. So this is an apology from how I was feeling that you all deserve an apology from the name calling. You know what I mean? But my message is still what it still stands, that they're trying to subliminally, dismantle that. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys get this. This might not even be a perfect video. You guys are probably going to shit on me again, but this is what I wanted to say. And hey, yo, you will see more of me and controversy. Peace.
So,
hey guys, what's up?
Yeah. So guys, go ahead. We'll pause the video so you can grab some Claritin. Guys, get your tissue, get your allergy meds, because this effing dust bunny, this dust bucket just invoked a huge major dust storm with all his dustiness. So get your allergy meds so you not season up a storm because of this BS. So he comes back and he's talking about how he didn't mean to condone relationships like this with black men, and say, they can do it, but it's not allowed for black women. But that's literally what he said. He said that verbatim. He said that why do you have a black woman here with a Brad? It should be a black male with a white girl because we started it. So that's what should be up here. That's literally what he said. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a Freudian slip. Maybe he didn't even realize it. Maybe he is just so innately, so naturally attracted to Becky and has such a undying love for her. That was just a Freudian slip. I don't know. Either way, that's what he said. And he ends up talking about, he admits that he did call these women BedW3nches. He also admits to being in their DMs and name calling. And it's like, seriously, is this the schoolyard? Because he admits to it, but in the same breath says, well, this was just a normal reaction of me being called names. And it's like, y'all, if y'all only knew the emails I get, the comments that I get, the crazy DMs that I get on YouTube and offline, of people telling me in the comments, "Oh, you BedW3nch, you like to suck the white man's peen, and you're going to get our word, and you're going to get hurt and maimed and killed by this man, like so and so." And it's just like, come on, y'all. What if every time someone did that to me, I got hot and bothered like his ass and went to their inboxes to cuss them out privately? Like, what? Who does that? And this is a grown man. I'm pretty sure he's old enough to be somebody's grandpa. He is not no young prime chicken in his early 20s. No, he is old. He's probably, if not already 50, he's probably quickly approaching 50s. So it's just so immature and so silly that this is how he reacted, but this is really, truly how he feels. So don't apologize because you're getting called out. No, you're not sorry about it. You're just apologizing because of the backlash, because he's already made it very clear and has explicitly stated how he knows and realizes and is conscious that all of his supporters are black women. So, this just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It just cracks me up because he's saying, oh, okay, I'm sorry for saying that, but the reason why I said that is because, you guys were calling me names and criticizing me, but it's like, okay, so should I call you in the same breath a broken buck, or a bed buck, or a beluga chubby chaser, because you've been touting and, you've been shouting and bragging about, your preferences and what you like to do behind closed doors with Becky. So I don't know. There you have it, y'all. This is your Trigger Tyrone, ladies. And this isn't rare. This is not an anomaly. This is not an abnormality. They are all like this. They all want the world in return for crumbs that they'll throw at you, that they'll throw your way. And like I said, they can dog you out. They can say that you're ugly, unattractive, unappealing. They'll say you're loud, ghetto, masculine. Some of them call us pit bulls. They'll say, oh, I'll rather have other groups of women or racially ambiguous women. But as soon as you say, man, I understand, everyone has their preferences. Best of luck to you. I wish you all the best. As soon as you say, I'll be over here minding my business with my Brad, who likes how I look, likes how I talk, and who really enjoys me for me. Then suddenly, oh, you're stupid, you're a bed wench, you are traumatized, you have Stockholm syndrome, and you're just fetishizing these men because you're mentally ill. And this is a gaslighting and mental gymnastics and backflips that you'll have to endure when you're dealing with these kinds of men. And this is why I totally disengage. This is why I totally disengage, and why I put in every comment section in 2021, I ain't arguing with these nignogs unless I'm getting paid for it, because these are really a bunch of remedial, unintelligent, unaccomplished, unsuccessful, illogical men. So if you want to preserve your brain cells, preserve your sanity, your best bet is to just divest and disengage. All right. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.